looking behind, they might not like what they see. It's starting to get a little cloudy. The temperature, air temperature, 93. Man, it's balmy here today in the water drains. It basically means it's very, very humid. Perfect conditions for building some weather. And we got just a little bit of weather going on out there right now. It's not going to impact these alcohol finals right yet.
That's your idea of a little cloudy. I don't want to see very cloudy.
Here it comes.
That's dark.
It is dark. Frank Manzo, Mickey Ferro will not have any problems seeing the Christmas tree come down in this final.
It's almost fate that it winds up being these two guys again. I mean, Mickey Ferro, the classic case. You want to be the man, you got to beat the man. I mean, Frank Manzo is absolutely the standard bearer in this class. I mean, 27 straight wins in final rounds. And Mickey knows that he's got a good race car, but he's going against a guy with a great race car here. And Mickey just trying to figure out what he's got to do to get over that hump.
This is the 5th time they've met in a final this year when you include the Jegs, and also including that Jegs All-Star final. The last 4 times these two cars have been in the finals on ESPN2. Here they are.
Yeah, the Ryko team getting set to go against Frank Manzo. I think that Mickey Ferro's got to be a couple of hundreds better out of the starting gate if he wants to have a chance to win this.
Does it again. 560, 259. Mickey Ferro very game there at 562. But stop me if you've heard this before, like a broken record. Frank Manzo, Frank Manzo, Frank Manzo.
Doesn't seem to make any difference what Mickey does. You know, he goes a 48, Frank runs a 45. He runs a 62, Frank runs a 560. I mean, Mickey Ferro right now, without a doubt, the second best funny car in this class. And the Al-Anabi team for Frank Manzo is just absolutely crushing everybody that's getting in his way. He just continues to make marvelous runs, flawless performance when he was vulnerable. When that fuel line came off in the opening round, his opponent fouled out, and he goes down here, and Mickey Ferro, the Ryko Hydraulics team, with a great effort. I mean, they run 255 miles an hour, 562 in an alcohol car, and all they got for was the best seat in the house to watch Frank win again. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that is 32 consecutive rounds since Frank Manzo lost in the semifinals in Indianapolis. That's going back to last year. That is another one of these Frank Manzo streaks we've come to know so well.
Frank, this streak certainly has been amazing this year, but you've been splitting a lot of your time between your car and building the Shakes Pro Mod car. How challenging is that to keep your car this consistent?
Oh, it's very challenging. I'm just fortunate enough that I got a great crew, great sponsor, you know, Shea Cowett. We're bringing home another one here, buddy. And, you know, he lets me do it the way I want to do it. He gives me the support. My crew, my wife, you know, Jegs, all the people in there. Hoosier Tires, unbelievable. This heat today, the car was stuck every run, but, you know, it's a lot of work. But you know what? Everybody says all my life, they always told me I work the best under pressure, so we'll just see what happens. We got a long way to go.
The Shake clearly realizes you're the man.
As does everybody. How about it for Frank Manzo? Well, Mother Nature, she's erupting at the starting line. That is a very unfortunate scenario, but Lauren Stauffer's on the move. She's back in the pits now with the runner-up, Mickey Ferro. We've heard this a time or two.
Mickey, you mentioned to me that racing Frank Manzo challenges you. How does that challenge you?
Well, obviously Frank is on his game all the time, but Steve Harker was on his game today, and so was Paul Gill. So those were some tough races. I was fortunate enough to get by those races. Frank pushes us all the time because we know that Frank's going to go out there and he's going to put down whatever the track's going to give him, and it always gives him a little more than it gives everyone else.
Very gracious in defeat is Mickey Ferro as you take a look at the 2010 Lucas Oil Drag Racing Series events, the upcoming divisionals. If you can catch one of these in Division 3, Division 7, Division 6, I encourage you to take it in.